But the fireworks started yesterday when LeBron James exercised his $52.6 million player option for next season, but his agent still left the door open for a possible departure from the Lakers. Take a look at what Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul told our Shams Charania. Quote, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that, are supportive, and want what's best for him. So, Kendrick Perkins joining us now here for our second hour. But, Wendy, I got to start with you here. Help me understand what happened here. He opts in, but the agent's sort of leaving the door open?
Yeah, that's a lot of words, none of which are LeBron is really excited to play for the Lakers in 2025-26 for $53 million. Now, I want to be clear, and I know that a lot of fans are probably thinking about the possibility of LeBron being traded to their team or to another contender. I don't think LeBron James will be traded. I don't think he can be traded. He has a no-trade clause, which means that he would control all sides of a trade, where he would go, what he would get traded for. It's very unlikely that that would happen, regardless of what the options would be. Trading for a $54 million player in the modern era with all the rules is difficult. If you're a contender, trading for him is next to impossible. So I don't think that's what's going on here. I also want to point out that the Lakers were the number 3 seed in the Western Conference last year. They have a strong team. In the next 2 to 3 days, I expect them to add a piece or two to improve their hand. It's going to be very difficult to win the West. It's very, very competitive in the Western Conference. But this is not a team that's facing a rebuild, which partially makes Rich Paul's comments confusing.
All right, as I mentioned, Big Perk joining us this hour as our new voice. So what was your reaction to everything that went down with LeBron yesterday?
Nothing at all. Because look, he's not going to be traded. Wendy just talked about. I heard Bobby earlier in the show saying that he has no trade value. Look, LeBron is not going anywhere. Here's the thing that Rich Paul said in that statement: the Lakers are building for the future. The future is now, and it's not just for us with LeBron James. It's with Luka Doncic, right? Luka Doncic just went to the finals 2 seasons ago. He's ready to win now. This is what it's really all about, is that the Lakers actually have to go out there and do some work. They can't be lazy. They can't just see what's on the market and make a big splash. No, you actually have to put the pieces and take your time and evaluate players and see what type of system you want to run and go out there and do what you got to do. See if you want to bring certain guys back like a Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, or whatever the case may be. Or is it other talent out there that you need to go out there and get? And the beautiful part about this, Oklahoma City has set a standard, a bar of how to do things, how to build things, and how to get it done while doing it in the right way. So the Lakers just have to go out there as far as their front office and do their damn homework. I got nothing from this.
So just so I'm clear on what you're saying, Perk, like you don't believe LeBron wants out. You think this is Rich Paul trying to push the Lakers to do something this offseason to make sure that they give him the best chance before he's done?
No, I'm saying the Lakers should do something this offseason to give Luka the best chance of winning the championship. The future is now. So when we say in the future, we're not talking about next year or 5 years down the line. Luka went to the NBA Finals 2 years ago. Luka is now scratching and knocking at the door of his prime. This is not just about LeBron James. LeBron James has said, go do your damn work. You have LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Go fill in the gaps and let's make a run to try to see if we go win the NBA championship. Well, that's what this is about.
And to Big Perk's point, if the Lakers want to do that, they have the ability to do a lot of things this summer. We talked earlier about how there's only $12 million guaranteed on their books for next year, Jared Vanderbilt's contract. They got a ton of expiring contracts, about $60 million worth. They got Austin Reeves that they decided that he and Luka Doncic long-term are not a defensive duo good enough to get all the way in the playoffs. He's a very valuable player to trade. They have draft picks they can use. They have a lot of stuff that they can do to potentially change up this roster on top of the fact that, as Bobby said earlier, they've got a couple of different exceptions to go sign guys for more than the minimum. So this is a Laker team that was a 50-win team last year with Luka Doncic not at 100%, has him after a full offseason, likely coming back at 100%, with LeBron James is still an all-NBA caliber player, and with the ability to improve around him. So there is a lot of stuff they could do, and as Perk said, when they traded for Luka Doncic, it's not like the Lakers were getting a guy who's comfortable going through some sort of long rebuilding process. This is a guy who's used to winning, has been in the conference finals multiple times, has been in the finals, and expects to win.
Even if LeBron does or did want out, right, is that a move these Lakers could even make without significantly hurting their team?
Well, I think there's two ways to look at it, and this is not an indictment of LeBron James. He is certainly a top 10 player still and a generational player here. But it's about a 40-year-old player in the last year of his contract who's making $53 million. And as we've talked about it, I've talked to teams, and there's no team I talked to was willing to trade 4 or 5 players and basically rip down their roster. Now, from a buyout perspective, now that's a different, ball game there, and that would certainly have to come with the cooperation of the Los Angeles Lakers. And what benefit right now, entering day one of the free agency, is there in a buyout? There is none. You're going to have that $14 million exception if LeBron James is on the roster or he's not on the roster. It doesn't magically all of a sudden open up $30 million in cap space for you to go out and sign a player here. So from that perspective, there's no benefit if you wanted to go down that road as far as buying him out. As Brian and the panel said, this was the 3rd best team in the Western Conference last year. They're going to go out and get a center. They might get multiple centers tonight. They have the trade assets and the expiring contracts. They have a smaller exception. They have a younger player in Dalton Connect. They have a 2031 first-round pick. They have the resources to go out and improve this. Will they be Oklahoma City? Probably not, but they can still be a top 4 team in the Western Conference.
Yeah, we mentioned the Luka of it all as well. Wendy, as the uncertainty around the LeBron situation, to the extent that we have any, and again, I want to stress that we have some because of the agent and what he said yesterday. What does this have any effect on the Luka situation?
Well, I talked to Rich Paul last night, and while he reiterated what he'd already said to Shams, he made it clear that he reached out to Luka Doncic and his representation and let them know that this was coming. Just as he let the Lakers know that this was coming, these comments did not catch those folks by surprise. They may have scratched their head like the rest of us, but it didn't catch them by surprise. And I will say this, the Lakers, obviously, their big offseason priority, their number one priority is not to deal with LeBron James. It's not to get a center. Those things are important, but it's to get Luka Doncic into a long-term contract starting August 2nd when he is eligible to do that. And Luka's decision is not going to be predicated on LeBron. Luka's under contract for this year. LeBron is under contract for this year. Luka is making a decision for 2026 and forward, and LeBron's not going to be a part of that. So the moves that the Lakers make now and throughout this season have to be based on 2026 and forward, which is what Rich Paul is acknowledging with LeBron's decision of only pick up the option and not extend and not do anything else.
Perk, that's why this is an odd situation, right? Like this, there's almost 2 different timetables. You have the short term, LeBron wants to win it again before he's done, and then they have to build this team around Luka. You think they can do both?
I believe they can. I mean, why wouldn't they? You have an international superstar in Luka Doncic, that just went to the NBA Finals. You just have to go do your damn work and do your damn job and don't be lazy at it. And just make sure you know what you want to do. You have a guy in J.J. Redick who did an outstanding job as the head coach last year and is going to continue to improve, right? You get with J.J. Redick, you get on the same page, you figure out how you want to play, what style you want to play, what players you may want that's out there and available, what moves or what guys you want to bring back, and then you go from there. You're not in the worst position when you have LeBron James and Luka Doncic under a year. So, Yes, but the future is now when it comes to Luka Doncic.
Yeah, and look, I think, as Perk said before, there's a way to do both things. The Lakers can go out and look for guys that fit with Luka Doncic going forward and still get guys that help them win right now. They don't have to get guys that are 19 years old and they're going to be good in 2030. Like, they can get guys who can help them win right now and allow this team to be competitive in the Western Conference. Because, again, they are walking into it with a top 5 player in the world in Luka Doncic, and at worst, a top 15-ish player in the world in LeBron James. You have 2 of those guys on your team. You have a chance to win any series. If the Lakers go into the playoffs next year with Luka and LeBron 100% healthy, with a supporting cast around them, they're going to believe they have a puncher's chance to beat anybody, even including the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big things, right? Like LeBron, even though he's closer to the end than the beginning, obviously, pretty good player last year. It's not like he can't help a team win now.
First, we've got breaking news here on SportsCenter involving somebody on the NBA Mount Rushmore. We welcome in senior NBA insider Shams Charania. And Shams, 5 p.m. today, the deadline for players or teams to exercise options. One of those players with the decision to make is LeBron James. What more can you tell us?
Phil, LeBron James is opting in to his nearly $53 million player option for the 2025-2026 season. So what we do know is he will be playing a record 23rd NBA season. Still not sure whether he's going to play one more season or he has multiple years left. But I'm told he wants to compete for a championship next season, and he is uncertain about the Lakers roster moving forward. And my understanding is James is supportive of the Lakers positioning themselves around Luka Doncic, building for the future. And Rich Paul told me this morning, the Clutch Sports CEO, that the Lakers have been true partners of his and LeBron James for 8 seasons while he's been there. But as we see right there, he also told me the franchise is going to do what's best for them. They understand that they have to do what's best for the long term. And this adds an interesting wrinkle here in free agency. LeBron James is evaluating how he wants to finish his career.
That is a lengthy statement there from Rich Paul, and we know Luka's eligible for a 4-year extension, August 2nd. So with what you've been told, that statement we've just read, what does it all mean for the Lakers and LeBron moving forward?
The Lakers' perspective is they're doing everything they can to build the team the right way, to try to compete for a championship. We know they're in the center market right now. So you look at centers like Brook Lopez, Clint Capela, Al Horford, all available in the market. They're also dealing with Dorian Finney-Smith. He's got a player option decision, $15.4 million player option. He also faces a deadline later today. So they're doing what they can, but LeBron James clearly is of the mindset that he wants to compete for a championship.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports here, and welcome to NBA free agency. It's going down. Today is the day that NBA free agents can sign, can actually negotiate. So here we go. You know, there's a lot of buzz, and the biggest one is obviously what happened to LeBron James. He opted in to his contract. A lot of people are thinking, okay, he's probably going to ask for a trade. I mean, he could, but he controls the no trade clause. So he determines where he wants to go. He has all the control in that one. But my thoughts are he's going to stick to the LA Lakers, and quite frankly, this could be his last season. I'm not 100% sure, but this could be his last season, so we'll see what happens, right? Okay, so now we're going to run by the list, and these are just hypothetical rumors, but rumors that I've been hearing for quite some time, and sources have told me that these are legit rumors. So Deandre Ayton, he got a buyout, which was crazy. I never saw that coming. And rumor has it that the Lakers are very, very interested in him, and the Bucks as a second option runner-up. So Deandre Ayton to the Lakers or the Milwaukee Bucks. Then we have Brook Lopez. He's pretty much sought out by the Warriors or the Lakers. Lakers are pretty much interested in any center right now. I know Nick Richards is being sought out by the Lakers as well. Obviously the Knicks too. So Probably Warriors too, right? Because Warriors need a center as well. So the same thing goes with Clint Capela. Clint Capela is sought out by the Lakers, Warriors, Knicks. Knicks need a backup, right? I mean, they have Jericho Sims, they have Precious Achua, but they want something, more athletic, right? Okay. So we have Malcolm Brogdon. Rumor has either Dallas or the Kings. Dallas are in full mode that they are ready to compete for championship, but they need a backup center when Kyrie comes back. So that's why they're looking at Malcolm Brogdon. Speaking of backup centers, or sorry, backup point guards, they are also looking at Dennis Schröder. So Dennis Schröder for the Kings and the Dallas Mavericks. Again, just rumors. We have Pacers center Myles Turner, who pretty much is going to sign with the Pacers, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. This is funny, right? Because the reason why I say it's funny is the fact that Julius Randle signed a big contract with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He signed one with Minnesota, and Naz Reid signed an extension with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that leaves no money for Alexander Walker. So he may just well and do sign and trade with the Atlanta Hawks, is what I'm hearing. Then you have Chris Paul. Chris Paul is either Clippers, the Phoenix Suns, and that's about it. He wants to return to LA. That's where his home is. I don't think he's gonna get done by the Lakers. I don't think he's gonna sign with the Lakers because Lakers need the money, right? Their money is tied up in a lot of different pieces, which they need to shed, but we'll see, right? Then you have Luke Kornet. Luke Kornet, which is funny because he signed on for a discount with the Celtics, and now because he signed with the Celtics, he's a free agent. I get it, but whoever offers him money, the Celtics have his bird rights. So he's sought out by the Clippers and Spurs. D'Angelo Russell, again, backup point guard. This one is pretty much going to happen. It's the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks are shopping every point guard right now. And who knows, right? They might even go after D'Angelo Russell. They might even go after Drew Holiday. But even though I know that Portland won't trade him, but you never know. The right price could spell him signing with, or him getting traded to the Mavericks. Then you have Duncan Robinson. He opted out, and he's trying to work out a deal with the Heat. I don't know if that's going to happen because the Heat need to do something fast. So we'll see what happens. Heat or the other. Then you have Karis LeVert. He's being looked at by the Pistons. Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't want to say, but the Rockets are looking like a good landing spot for him, and I'm hearing those rumors heat up pretty fast here. So look for him to possibly sign with the Rockets or re-sign with the Lakers. Mo Wagner and Tyus Jones to the Magic. Tyus Jones is a legit point guard. He didn't get a fair shot in Phoenix, but this guy has no turnovers. So if the Magic get this guy, watch out, right? Then you have Tim Hardaway Jr. He's going somewhere. I have no idea. Nobody knows. But then again, I don't think it's going to happen anytime quick. Russell Westbrook, again, Kings need a point guard, so they're going to get Russell Westbrook, or he's going to go back to the Nuggets. Josh Giddey, he's obviously going to re-sign with the Bulls because Bulls got a lot of money because they gave away all their talent for no first-round picks. Okay, no first round picks. Then you have Jonathan Kuminga. This is pretty much gonna happen. Sign and trade with the Miami Heat. Obviously, Steve Kerr doesn't want him, and I'm not gonna say that. Obviously, Steve Kerr wants him, but he doesn't really play him, and Jonathan Kuminga wants that playing time. He wants that starting role, so look out for that. He's going to do a sign and trade with the Heat. Then you have Nicholas Batum for the Lakers, Kyle Lowry for the 76ers, Cam Thomas sticking with the Nets, Gary Trent Jr., either the Bulls or the Bucks, and Jericho Sims, the Bucks, right? So these are just hypothetical rumors, but the main rumor here is A, LeBron James, and B, you have one Giannis. Now this name will not go away. Why? Because he wants to see what the Bucks have done. Bucks didn't make a splash in NBA draft, right? And now people are thinking, what are you gonna get? What are you gonna get in the free agency? If in the first 2 weeks the Bucks don't do anything in the first 2 weeks, then maybe Giannis asks for a trade. And the people are the teams that have a lot of assets have not made any noise. Either Miami Heat, San Antonio Spurs, and the Houston Rockets have. I know they got Kevin Durant, but they got him on the cheap. And so basically they still have a lot of assets. If they can pair Giannis with one Kevin Durant, that is something to watch out for. But then again, like I said, San Antonio Spurs have not made a splash and are not rumored to have anyone in free agency because a lot of these teams are waiting for Giannis's decision. So we'll see what happens on that note. Again, as always, this is Jag from Jaggy Sports.